All right, we'll go in 3, 2. It's time now for all things Gators, all things orange and blue. Dan Hicken and Frank Frangie. I'm not very happy.
It's an angry podcast today, and we still thank our friends at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, se-ortho.com. The best in the business if you have ankle, knee, shoulder, elbow pain. Go see our friends at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. That's the only good part of the podcast. The rest of it is going to be full of negativity and anger and hatred and disgust and, frankly, Frank, between the both of us.
Can I put some Jack in this Diet Coke? This Diet Coke is.
You need Jack.
A little Jack in that Diet Coke.
I would like to chug a bottle of Jack after what I saw on Saturday.
So what happened? Why'd they lose?
Myriad of reasons.
Yeah.
I'll start at the top with the arrogance of the head coach to sit Kyle Pitts. I thought that was bad, and then watching Pitts text on the sideline tells me that we're not taking this team seriously. I had heard, and this is unconfirmed, but I had heard a lot of work last week on Alabama. Yeah. And I just think the whole attitude was they can't beat us, we'll be fine. And this is LSU, dude. Don't treat LSU like, I don't care if it's 55 kids. Guess what those kids are? They're 4 and 5 stars. And they maybe haven't played, but you don't treat LSU like you do Mississippi State, ever.
And you were a team that trailed Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Missouri,
you're not good enough.
You're
not.
Right. This is a team that has struggled in some first half.
So it starts there with blame, but there's a lot. We'll keep going through the blame game.
But
it started there with me.
You could tell a sense of urgency. You play Kyle Pitts. I don't know what the injury
He's warming up.
Right. If he can put
I don't care if he hasn't practiced all week.
Right. Correct.
They're all big games.
You play Kyle Pitts, even if you can't play him as much.
Yeah.
Because you know what? When he's on the field, everybody else is more open.
Maybe
just a decoy.
Maybe on 4th and 1 you would have got that touchdown. Maybe you would have been up 14-0. Maybe the whole game would have been different, and Kyle Pitts could have sat the second half.
Yeah, and you got the sense that the game wasn't a sense of urgency.
Right.
LSU, it was the ultimate urgency. It was their bowl.
They came to play, give them all kind. Listen, and let's not take anything away from them.
I agree.
They came to play. They were undermanned. They got a freshman quarterback out there who probably should have been starting most of the year. But again, so I'll start there. I'll move to another coach, Coach Dumbleweed on the defensive side of the ball, who continues to blitz corners when their game plan clearly is to throw slant passes.
Right.
I don't think a corner can get home in time for a slant pass.
Well,
so what's the point?
And in this point of the year,
and I'm not an X's and O's guy, but what's the point, Frank?
Well, in this point, but this is the other thing too. By game 10, you can't have such a bust in coverage that the cornerback blitzes and neither safety knows who's supposed to run with
By the way, go back and look at that play. Both corners blitzed on that play. I don't think that was the call.
And you can't have that. And I know you're playing a bunch of Trevez Johnson played the whole game. I guess Davis is out. I can't keep up with. I don't even know why Jeremiah Moon's not playing. I can't keep up with what's up, and who's hurt, and who's not, and who's COVID, and who's not. But if by game 10, I'm not a piler honor, Dan. You know that.
I know.
I haven't piled on Grantham during any of this.
No.
But if by game 10, you still have that busted of a.
And by the way, when we're taking more guys out of the defensive backfield with 2 safeties, whoever they may be, who have not been very good. The safety play, I think we would all agree, has not been very good this year.
I totally agree.
Okay, so why are you making it?
Right. And I'll tell you to that end, Dan. This is. I'm not a fire the coach guy.
I know.
But now we're at a point now where Todd Grantham's got to answer some questions.
Yeah.
I mean, it's game 10, and you're busting assignments, and a freshman quarterback who's virtually never played is taking them. He looked like the veteran.
Yeah.
When the freshman looks like he's been there forever, that's a problem with your defense. So I mean, this is the team Alabama beat 55 to whatever 1 week earlier.
17, I think.
Yeah. So
next blame the quarterback. Bad half. Bad first half. Trying to do too much. Pick 6 inexcusable. Can't throw that. I understand if you throw it 49 times, you're not going to be perfect every time. So we got to cut him a little bit of slack. Senior quarterback can't fumble the ball on your side. LSU did to Florida what Florida's done to everybody all year. They grabbed some points at the end of the half, and then stole some. So they had a 17-point swing right there. If you get rid of those 17 points, if you don't fumble the ball and give them a 1-play drive and a field goal, again, these things add up. And so Trask had a bad first half.
Yeah, Trask did not play very well. There's no Pitts to bail him out. A lot of times you're not playing well, just throw it up for 84.
Yeah.
Didn't have Pitts to bail him out. Trask was not very good.
And he came back. He made some beautiful throws. He came back in the second half. So I'm not totally piling on Kyle Trask, and we'll get to his trophies and such later. But that's another person certainly who deserves some blame.
So Trask didn't play very well. Grantham did not do a good job with the defense. But the big picture is the first thing you said for me. If Kyle Pitts isn't playing, it's not just that Kyle Pitts isn't playing.
Right.
It's you sent the message to your team that this
is not a big game.
That it's easy.
Yeah.
When you know Pitts could play and don't play him, that's what you do against Louisiana Monroe.
Yeah.
When you hold a guy out of a game, you're sending the message. I mean, I'd have preferred go get in uniform and give it a go. If get in uniform, give it a go means, hey, if Dan Mullen says, look, I'm dressing him because we need him. This is a big game.
Yeah.
And if he can't go, he can't go. When you don't dress him, you're telling your team that it's not going to be hard.
I hope, by the way, I feel better after this podcast, but I suspect I won't.
No.
I'm just throwing that in there. Next issue for me. Florida fights back, grabs a lead, 31-27, second half. Okay, let's finish this thing off. 3 straight times the offense gets the ball. 3 straight, because everybody wants to blame the defense. I get that. And the defense but the defense had some, did enough for Florida that they should have won. 3 straight times, 3 straight, not just no points, 3 and outs.
And he kept trying to run the ball.
Yeah.
You're a bad running team. Everybody's defensive front is better than your offensive front. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Everybody. So at some point you have to say we're not a running team.
Right.
We'll run a draw every now and then to keep them honest. But I thought all year long the one thing Dan has done badly, by God, he's trying to establish that run. You can't run. You're not a good running team.
Wait till next year. You're gonna have better personnel and a running quarterback. Wait till next year. Just let the kid throw it 50 times. I don't care. Another one. 4th and 1. I don't mind. Go for it. I like it. Let's do it. Run up the middle.
I agree.
What are we doing?
That's not who you are.
No.
So
that's where you need Pitts, though. You disguise a play and boom, or he wins a little smash route and scores.
Or you do the one run that does work is the quarterback run.
Yes.
Where you have an extra blocker. Like Blackledge talked about. So
Blackledge is very good. By the way.
He is very good. So for me, but again, you can talk about play calling.
Yeah.
Trask didn't play very well.
Right.
But it all started there. You could sense it from the minute the game started. There's no sense of urgency. Like, this matters, man.
It matters.
I can tell you, I think Alabama's going to blow their doors off.
Yeah.
But I can tell you they will be hyped and geeked and ready to play.
Yeah.
And if they had been last week,
they'd have been fine.
So that to me is the biggest picture of all of this.
All right, let's get to the another issue, and let's the obvious one.
The shoe throw,
which you had fun with on Twitter on
Saturday night. They weren't happy with me.
They didn't like you.
Twitter Nation didn't like me. I said they shouldn't.
I saw it and I went, ooh, I got to call my guy here.
After about the 300th
Stop. But I said, that's okay.
You got in retrospect.
Yeah.
For people that aren't on Twitter.
Yeah.
I said, don't call it. And then 7,468 people told me I was the worst human ever lived.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll probably, if 3 or 4 refs throw it, they probably should.
I mean, flags came flying from everywhere. And I first thought it was like a lot of people, I thought it was a towel.
Yeah.
But I said, when I saw a flag, I said, oh my God.
Yeah, the point I was trying to make, that I probably shouldn't have, the point I was trying to make was, if you don't call it, nobody says a word.
Right.
Nobody says, oh my God.
Well, there's another fair point, too, Frank. There's a lot of those types of moments. If Marco hadn't launched it 20, as the ref told us in the penalty description, if he had just slammed it down, maybe he wouldn't have got that call.
Yeah, and by the way, the problem with me saying he shouldn't have called it.
Yeah.
And by the way, for the record, if I'm the official, I would not have thrown the flag.
Okay.
But 3 or 4 threw it.
Yeah.
I
came flying from everywhere.
I kind of brushed over the more important issue of, Marco, what are you doing?
What are you doing,
kid? The biggest issue is not whether they threw the flag. That's probably where I got off track.
Right.
The biggest issue is, Marco, you're a senior. You're getting the ball back. And probably going to win then. And probably going to win. Worst case, you have overtime. It's 151 playing the game.
Yes.
The worst case is overtime.
Yes.
The worst, and I think you win in overtime. Blackledge said, LSU doesn't win overtime against Florida.
Right.
So you probably win. So I've thought back about this season.
Yeah, I know we should be 10-0.
2 plays.
I know.
The Malik Davis fumble, which again is that's a physical error, a physical mistake. It happens. But the Malik Davis run
and the shoe
are the difference in 10-0. And again, I have backtracked, and I don't like to backtrack.
Yeah.
You probably got to throw the flag. If 3 or 4 guys think it, and everybody on Twitter thinks that
just
probably
don't launch
but
it.
just don't throw the shoe.
Don't launch it 20 yards down the field. I know it's a game of emotion. I get it. And I will say this too. And listen, you could tell he was fired up throughout the game.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a criticism towards Mullen. A month ago, 5 weeks ago, you made an ass out of yourself by running out on the field and screaming and ranting and raving. And what message did that? That's why you don't do that, because what message does it send to allow your kids to do this somewhat of the same things?
And one of the reasons I kind of said he shouldn't have thrown the flag, because it's not emotional to my team. The other part is you don't ever want to sound like old guy.
Yeah.
Kids of today. I don't want to be that guy. But the reality is today's football is trash talking.
Yeah.
Is taunting.
Yeah.
Is leads to stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's where today's game is gone.
Oh, example, I watched Mississippi State and Auburn a little bit. There was a clip with the Mississippi State defensive back yapping at Auburn's really good receiver, Williams, 18.
Williams.
Yeah.
Seth Williams.
And Williams just burned him and got a tutty on it, touchdown, and he turned around and he let that kid have it. It was great stuff.
Yeah.
And the refs got between him and stopped him. But
even the LSU guy on the pick six.
Sure he did.
Stopped at the 1 yard line.
That's a foul.
Turned around.
That's a penalty.
Yeah, and so.
So we can do that, but the bottom line is you can't, Marco.
Right. And by the way, and I'm being honest, the LSU guy turned around and taunted Trask.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thrown that flag either.
Right.
I'm consistent. I would have said, you know what?
That's fair.
Just tell the guy run to the side.
That's fair.
But anyway, the bottom line is he threw the shoe. They lost it.
I never saw this coming.
I didn't.
Not in a million years. I took it for granted, which I should never do with Florida football because it's so near and dear to our hearts. But I took this one for granted. There was no doubt in my mind we were going to win this game. I don't mind that they got their 7. They always do that. Florida always does that. We'll be fine. We'll outscore them. We'll get it going. And it just never quite happened. And so, as I said on Saturday night, they outcoached us. They outplayed us.
Right.
They kicked our ass. So I give them credit. Yet we had 609 yards of offense. 609 yards should equate to more than we should have outscored them. But when you throw the pick on the sideline, I mean, go back and look how many times we got inside the red zone and came away with nothing.
Right. Well,
it just all added up. Everything that could go wrong kind of did go wrong.
And red zone is quarterback play.
Yeah.
And the quarterback play, Trask did not have his best game.
And that's where you missed Pitts too, though.
Yeah. But I thought he missed some throws.
Yeah.
You can't tell it. We damn sure couldn't tell it when the fog came in.
Oh my God.
That
didn't help.
But there were times when he tried one guy and the other guy. And look. It's a hard game.
Yeah.
Football's hard.
Yeah.
Quarterback in the SEC is hard. You're going to have some bad moments.
I know.
So anyway, Florida loses.
In the grand scheme of things, Frank,
I know what you're going to say.
It doesn't mean squat.
No, because if you weren't going to beat Alabama, you weren't going to the playoff anyway.
Yeah.
You were going to be in probably the same bowl. For the most part, you would have been in.
In 2001, don't you think we had a team capable of winning it all?
I think the 2000 people tell me I've lost my mind.
Yeah.
Many people call the 2001 Miami team the greatest team of all time.
Yeah. We would have played with them.
I think they definitely would have played with them. Well, I think Florida might have won the game.
Well, for sure we would have won the SEC, in my opinion.
Right.
We would have played with them. So that's why, to me, because some people tried to liken this one to the Tennessee loss. So not even close.
No,
Tennessee sticks in my craw. I don't think we have any shot at beating Bama.
Right. And winning that game wouldn't have changed that.
Yeah.
So it would, and that's not an indictment of Florida. They're not.
No.
It's only the guy's 3rd year.
Yeah.
Nick Saban won his first title in his 4th year.
Yeah.
But they shocked the world to do it in 09. So
I want to talk about that. There's a couple things that bother me, and I love Gator passion. I do. And I don't mind the jokes about Marco. That's fine.
Yeah. That's kind of funny.
And listen,
jokes have been kind of funny.
I tweeted out immediately after the play, 3 may have just lost the game.
Yeah, I did. That's all.
But I'm never going to attack him personally. I'm never going to put something on Twitter and send it to him. I don't understand that part. I wish fans would stop with that BS. That's nonsense. Don't do that. The kid played his heart out. He tries. He's a Gator. Leave him alone.
Right.
He's and they're not adults, man. They're kids.
Right.
Jackasses. So don't do that.
He made him
Secondly, get off the Dan Mullen is not the answer card. What is that?
I didn't see that. Was that out there?
I got into it a couple times. A couple guys on. 29-7. Is that right?
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Stop, dude. This guy overachieved year 1. Overachieved.
Right.
Felipe Frankie won a New Year's Day Six Bowl. How did Arkansas do with Felipe? I mean, year 2 made a shift to a guy who's never played and won a New Year's Six Bowl.
Right.
Let it evolve. Let it keep going. My goodness.
Dan, that's in defensive Gator fan.
Yeah.
That's who we are.
I know. It is who we are.
We fire coaches.
I know we do.
I mean, you know my point. You and I had this argument. Ron Zook. Everyone thinks Ron Zook was an eyelash from 2 East titles.
Yeah,
and fired midway through the third year. You know, so every team does it. Every team.
I know.
We fire, but I hear you. I agree.
It just frustrates me sometimes. I mean, we're in good stead. We're playing down to the end. If we had won this game, we're then playing for a chance to go to the Final Four. What more can we ask for? And like you said, we're a fumble and by the way, one more guy to blame. Hey, Luke Rose Award winner. Feel free to knock that thing through from 51. We knew he wasn't going to make it. I don't give a damn.
I knew he wasn't making it.
He's a kicker.
I knew he wasn't making it.
Make the kick.
You know, I may be,
don't sit there all year and tell me he's the best kicker in the country, and then we got one kick we need him for, and he can't make it.
I may be negative Gator guy, but I didn't think he was making it.
I told you the story. My 15-year-old son, comes down and goes, Dad, this guy's a great kicker. He's a Luke Garza award semifinal. I go, it's Groza, and he's not going to make it.
Oh, but I had on it he was going to miss it too. But
my family leaves when they're doing badly.
What you said?
They up and left.
You said came down.
Yeah, he couldn't watch.
So
he's
he
screaming at the television.
So
he couldn't watch.
So
and then we took the lead. He came down and said, "You can thank me now." I go, "What do you think it's you?"
Okay.
I mean, we only get 10 of these a year now. I mean, we got to watch them.
Tremendous. So
the whole family left. I was all alone. It was terrible.
All right, so as we move forward,
well, what do we do? What do we do? Do we talk about the SEC championship?
Yeah,
well, Mullen will have a game plan. I got to give. Come on, man. Let's go.
The problem is, I do think Florida will find a way to score some points in that game, even though Alabama's defense has been playing well.
Yeah.
See, back the final point I was going to make about the whole Mullen thing.
Yeah.
It's still at the end of the day, when Steve Spurrier got to Florida.
Yeah.
They threw it all over the lot.
Yeah.
Okay. He got there in 1990.
Yeah.
But he didn't have a national championship team until 95 and 96.
Yeah.
Because that's when they got physical.
Yeah.
Until you get tough, strong, and physical.
They need a little of that.
Yeah. The one thing Florida doesn't have.
Yeah.
I mean, they couldn't block Tennessee's line. Okay?
Right.
They couldn't run on Tennessee.
Right.
When you can't run on a team that's going to win 2 or 3 games,
we need better.
They couldn't run on Kentucky.
Yeah, they tried. They made some changes on that offensive line in the game.
They did. Yeah,
they got tired of DeLance and they moved Forsythe
to
over,
right, Garage to left, and they put
Ethan
White at guard. Yeah.
What about the Braun kid?
Yeah, he didn't play much, did he?
Oh.
But they've got it. What Georgia has that Florida doesn't.
Yeah.
Is they're tough, fast, and physical.
Yeah, we got to get that part.
Florida's not there yet. So the fact that he's winning without being there is pretty amazing.
We'll be all right.
But that's the next step.
And we're still, by the way, in line, again, for the whole silver lining. It just doesn't matter. It looks like there'll be a New Year's Day Six Bowl anyway.
I would think so.
Who else is going to? I mean,
Miami played their way out of it.
Yeah.
They would have been part of the competition.
Carolina's going to go to the Orange Bowl, but we're not going to the Orange Bowl. I think we'll end up either in the Peach or a Cotton.
They'll probably play in Cincinnati in the Peach.
Maybe Iowa State somewhere.
I would think so. I wouldn't mind playing North Carolina in the Orange, but I don't think Florida.
I don't think we're going there.
But anyway, let's get to the game this week.
Yeah.
How can Florida win?
I mean, I don't want to. I just don't want to dismiss it, but this Alabama team looks like one for the ages. Their defense is getting better, which frustrates me. So their defense is getting better, and their offense is out of this world good. And they have Najee Harris, who's another who makes them. I don't know that we'll be able to stop him. I think you can scheme enough to stop 6 or at least slow him down. Arkansas clearly did that, although he had a punt return for a touchdown. So I would also suggest not to kick it to him.
Right.
But I don't know that we can stop Najee Harris.
Yeah, the biggest problem is not what we do when Florida's got the ball.
Yeah.
Is what happens when Florida doesn't have the ball. But I would say this to that end.
You think Alabama's going to score 50? Yes or no?
Yes.
There's your answer then. Can Florida win? No.
No, I don't think Florida can win. But I will tell you this.
I agree. I think Alabama probably hang 50 on them.
I would rather Najee Harris
score 5 touchdowns
than Devontae Smith get behind it. I tell you what, we joked about it last week.
I ain't joking.
I'm backing up.
I am too.
What I'm not giving up is bombs.
No. You're not hitting 80 yarders on me, bro. No way.
It's only 15 yards if you interfere him. I'll wrestle him to the ground.
Yes.
Okay, you got to be close enough to him to wrestle him to the ground.
Tackle him.
And so, that's what I wouldn't have. But I think Alabama's going to win the game.
Who is Florida's fastest defender? secondary. I don't know.
I don't either. C.J. Henderson was really fast.
Yeah.
As far as the current guys,
it might be Trevez. It might be a little 16. He's not ready for it.
I don't think he's fast.
No?
No.
Okay.
I think the problem is they got caught with Kimbrough and Jaden Hill and Steiner and just a bunch of guys that are, even Stewart, that just aren't great defensive players. They got caught. Kyrie Elam's a really good player.
Yeah, he is.
But they got caught with a bunch of guys back there that just are those. Florida had this litany of guys who left and went and played in the NFL. Marcus May and Brian Poole
Keanu and
tons of them.
Yes,
tons of them.
Yes.
I mean, so Dunbar's in the NFL.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think this group's doing that.
Okay.
I think that whole litany of defensive players.
Okay.
That's the big problem here.
Well, it's going to be listen. We'll all be watching, and it's going to be fun, and it's great to be back in Atlanta, and nothing's going to take away from that, and that should be the destination every year. So, congrats to that, at least.
What about the Heisman before we get to basketball?
All right. Last thing on the Heisman, I'm a Heisman voter. I don't think Trask lost the Heisman, but I think Trask and Jones opened it back up a little bit.
Yeah. So
I don't think it's a two-horse race as I did a week ago, and I don't think it comes.
Who else do you think's in it?
I'm telling you, man. Lawrence could get back in it as a lifetime achievement, which number 6 could get into it. I think number 6 is maybe the best player in college football.
But I don't think he can win it. Because and maybe he can. I still think it's a two-horse race.
Yeah.
I think they'll finish first and second.
Yeah.
I think they will. The shame from it's a Gator podcast. The shame from a Gator standpoint is
he could have wrapped it up.
He could if he
as long as he plays.
He's still accounted for 4.
Yes.
2 run, 2 throw.
Yes.
So he's now accounted for 42. He's 40 touchdowns. He's run 2 in.
Yes.
Okay, so he's got 40 passes so he's accounted for 42.
Broke Danny Werfel's record. He's going to have the most.
Right.
He's going to have the best throwing season of any Gator quarterback in history, which is saying a hell of a lot.
So if he
and in 11 games.
So if Pitts plays, then he throws 2 more.
Yeah.
Then he's got 42 passing, 2 rushing. He's got 44. If he's got 44,
27,
28, 27 passes, 1 run.
Okay.
So if it's 44 to 28,
he wins. Or he's ahead.
I think he's ahead.
He's got more yards.
And I for whatever reason, you get the sense that and I'm guessing here, that the nation's Heisman voters are leaning more to Mac Jones.
I would say yes.
But I don't know that he's been better. This sounds like a homer comment.
Yes.
But there's been far more pressure on Trask than there has been on Mac Jones. Mac Jones, I don't know, it's never easy.
It's going to be tough I'm going to have a hard time, and obviously we don't tell people how we vote beforehand. I'm not going to, but it's up in the air to me. It hadn't been decided to me.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I think it's open to others. I don't think you agree with me on that, but I am keeping my eye open on everything else that happens this weekend. And
it'll be well. There's only one more week. We vote. We vote a week.
Oh, I know.
So the whole thing will be very interesting to see where this thing winds up going. So we'll follow it closely. Really sad note in basketball.
Oh my God.
I don't even know how to explain how I felt. The game starts. Florida's up 11-3, and really on their game.
Yes.
You could tell Florida. I got the impression that 11-3, Florida said, "You know what? We're tired of losing to these guys.
Yeah.
They may still be better than us.
Yeah.
But
we're going to battle them today.
But they're getting everything we got. This is not going to be. We're caught off guard like in the past. And then the broadcast. And look, I'm a play-by-play. I've been a play-by-play broadcaster for 14 years.
Yes.
7 years of college games. 7 years of Jags games. I never criticize the broadcast because I know how hard it is.
Right.
It's really hard.
Right.
That was a tough broadcast. You can tell the guys were remote.
Yeah.
They missed name. They couldn't remember Mike White's name.
Right.
It was a hard broadcast.
It was.
And I don't mean to be mean.
No.
It was a hard broadcast.
No.
And but so you didn't know what happened. And in fairness to the broadcasters, they didn't either.
No.
So because they're not there. But when I saw it, and by the way, you probably have. I've now seen the collapse. Have you seen it?
No, I don't want. I won't look.
You know what?
I won't look at it.
Let me tell you this. I'm sorry I saw it.
I saw Hank Gathers, and
I'm sorry I saw it.
And on a personal note, I got to meet Hank Gathers and spend time with him because they came through here.
Oh, that's very cool.
And played in the JU Gator Bowl tournament, the old Gator Bowl tournament. And
that's really neat.
And so I sat with Bo and Hank for a while.
Oh, wow.
They were great kids.
Yeah.
And so that.
I didn't know that.
So seeing that affected me. And so I saw somebody put it out on. I ain't looking at it. I don't want to look at it. I know what it is. No one has specifically released any health information yet, and they can do it whenever they want. But we can speculate all we want that we know it's a very, very serious thing for Keyontae Johnson. And I was devastated all day.
I was too.
And if I thought about it, I would honestly get teary-eyed.
Yeah,
I just can't believe this happened.
So here's my day.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to watch the first half and go play golf.
Okay.
Watched the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Rattled by it. Went and played golf. As I'm playing golf,
yes,
we're talking about it.
Yep.
Everybody else saw it.
Sure.
And I'm thinking about it the whole day.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it when my golf round's over. I'm voraciously tracking Twitter.
Yep.
To see if I can find out anything. I'm thinking about it with the one thing the football game did was give me a release from it. A getaway from it.
Yeah.
But it's one of the saddest things I've ever seen. It's what you said is we don't know any information.
Right.
Which is
we know he's in critical condition, but stable condition.
Not knowing any information is the scariest part.
Yeah.
Because by now, if it was what you want it to be, which is anything other than what it might be,
he would be on his way to recovery.
You'd know something.
Yes.
You'd know something.
Yes. It's very disheartening.
And it makes who wins bad games not matter anymore.
Right.
It was just one of the saddest.
I thought, I'll just say this, and again, everybody is open to their opinion, and it's an awful tough decision.
Yeah.
I felt like if I were Mike White, as the adult,
wouldn't want to play.
I wouldn't play.
They
were in the lead anyway, so it's not, again, not that that's a worry, but if as it went down, and by the way, FSU very classy, handled it well on their side. Kids are crying.
Yeah,
and they're watching this happen. They're crying.
Yeah,
and I would tell my kids, and I know the kids wanted to keep playing.
Right.
I understand that. I personally probably would have said, guys, I understand that. As the adult here, we're done.
Yeah, I went back and forth.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, I hear you. The first thing you said is what's right. You're not there. None of us are there, so don't criticize people, grown-ups trying to get it right.
Correct, and I'm not.
And so, no, I know you're not.
Yeah.
But, my first thought was, gosh, it's got to be hard for them to keep playing.
Yeah.
Basketball doesn't matter more than this young man's life. But then I got to thinking afterwards, how bad would it have been for those guys then? Then what?
Yeah.
They go home and
I
mean they it's not like they could have helped the cause.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe the best thing for those guys
it might have been
is just keep playing.
And maybe
and I think that's the thought is just play. Just play. Just play with a heavy heart. Mm-hmm. I mean I think the hardest thing with him was that ride home.
Yeah.
And now he's still in Tallahassee.
Yeah.
I wonder did Gator players, were they allowed to go back to Tallahassee afterwards? It's a 2.5 hour drive.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't know. I don't know. I know Mike White stayed.
He stayed.
I know Duke was there.
Duke Warner.
I know that Florida flew his family. His family was not there.
Yeah, they sent a plane.
Yeah.
The UAA sent a plane.
Which I love.
I love it too, but it scares me.
But it's scary.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of good news here at all.
The fact that they sent the plane is scary. So prayers for Keyontae Johnson.
Yes.
One of the saddest things. I don't even care about basketball right now.
No, I just want him to get well.
Football right now. I just hope they get. So anyway, hopefully he's okay. Florida, Alabama in the SEC championship game. That's all I got, Hick. That's all things Gators.
It is all things Gators, all things orange and blue. And thank you, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, se-ortho.com, for any information that you may need. If you are hurt with knees and ankles and elbows and shoulders, they're the ones to go see in the Jacksonville area. Frank, have a great week.
You too, Hick.
All right, bud.